guys, welcome back to Coaster Climax, and today we are doing a video on a tier list of Alton Towers rides. So this is my personal opinion, but I would love for you guys to let me know down in the comments what you guys think, if you agree or disagree. So the first ride we got on the list is Oblivion. Now, I really enjoy Oblivion. I think it's a bit short, there's not really much of a layout to it, but that one trick pony of the drop, I think is incredible. Just looking down into the deep dark depths of nothing, every time I go there I have to get a ride on it, so it's definitely a must. It's a must-do attraction for anyone that's going to go to Alton Towers. Nemesis Reborn. Now Nemesis Reborn, that is the new ride, has come to Forbidden Valley this year. If you haven't seen yet, go check my Alton Towers opening day thoughts of Nemesis Reborn. That's where I go through everything that I thought about the ride, the whole ride experience. And yeah, as you know, it's amazing. I think the theming that they've got down there, just everything is incredible, and it's definitely what Alton Towers needed for the upcoming season. Now the Curse at Alton Manor, I think it's a great ride, great attraction. I think what they've done with it, the theming, all of the little effects, the small thing detailed in there, I think is great. I think to see everything that they've got to offer throughout the ride, you have to do multiple laps around, because there's just so much to look at, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. That's brilliant. I think it gives re-rideability to the ride, and the fact that you go on it 2 or 3 times and there's still jump scares that come out at you, I think that's brilliant. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm definitely going on it, but it's definitely a must-do. I think if there's time for it, it's definitely going on if there's time. Every time I've been, I have been on it, but I don't rush straight onto it as my first ride. Now the Wicker Man. I'm not the biggest fan of the Wicker Man. I feel like the layout's a bit boring towards the end. Obviously they've got the big statue of the Wicker Man itself, of Big Bob. I think the theming on that end of it is great, but just towards the end of the layout, I feel like it doesn't keep its pacing and it sort of dies off quite quickly. So if there's time, I would definitely go on it. Nemesis Subterra, no. Gangster Granny the ride, I've been on it once, it was good. I think it's definitely as a laugh ride. We went on it once, I quite enjoyed it. I've heard if you go on it multiple times it's not as great, so I've just kept it as a one-time ride for the moment, and yeah, it was quite good laugh. The River Rapids, I do enjoy the River Rapids. I think every park needs some form of water attraction. This is the only one, other than Battle Galleons, that Alton Towers have got, which is geared more towards the family. Obviously Battle Galleons is more of a smaller kids ride, a bit of a water fight ride they've got, and the River Rapids, since they turned the waterfalls back on, it was just much better of a ride experience. It's definitely going into the for a laugh. The Runaway Mine Train, I haven't been on the Runaway Mine Train in quite a while, not something you'd really go and rush straight over to, so I think that's going to go on a maybe. I think it's a good ride, the interaction you get with the River Rapids are great, but it's definitely as a maybe ride for me. The Blade, it's a pirate ship, they've got them at every park. I think now with Nemesis Reborn overlooking the area of Forbidden Valley, it's not something that you're really going to go on to unless you're going as a family. So I'm going to put it as a not, but if I was going as a family then it would probably be higher up. But for me personally, I'm not really going on Blade whenever I go to Alton Towers. Galactica, I'm not a fan of it. I think with Nemesis Reborn being down there, and it's sitting in the corner of the park looking quite tired for itself, like it's not the best ride that they've got there. It doesn't really do too much. Like, I guess when it first came out, it being the first of its kind, it had that unique selling point, but I think now it's just sort of sits at the back of the park quite tired for itself. It's when they removed the VR from it, I think that was a bad decision. I think they spent all this money on a massive reinvention of it all based around the VR and around space, but now you're just flying around Alton Towers, and it kind of removes that out of space dimensional feeling that you're supposed to have with this ride. So I'm going to put it as a maybe. I won't usually go straight to Galactica, I'll do it if there's no queue, but other than that I won't really queue more than 10 minutes for Galactica. Now 13, I think 13's a fun ride, but there's the layout before the drop, there's just nothing to it. It's more like a kiddie ride. I get it's a family thrill ride. I think the way that they did market it really brought it down a lot. It wasn't good at all. I mean, yes, you have that drop, and when you first go on it, it's a great first experience, but after you've done that first ride on it, there's nothing really else for it going for it. I mean, you go up a lift hill, you do a few twists and turns, and then you're pretty much back into the station. So for me, it's definitely more of a laugh ride. Now, I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of Rita. I quite like it. I'm a big fan of launch coasters. They're my favourite type of coaster, but I do feel after the launch there isn't that much going for it. Whereas with Stealth, same short layout, but you do that initial 205-foot climb, which is great, and obviously that's got a much quicker acceleration. Rita, still you do accelerate quick, but it's not quite as good. But I always do try and get a ride in on Rita, so every time I go to the park, so it's definitely going on if there's time. Now Hex, I think the way that they bring the legend all into the story and make it unique to Alton is definitely something that you can't experience anywhere else in the world. Obviously the legend is slightly twisted for the ride, which is perfectly fine, but the pre-show, the backstory, it's definitely a must. Obviously it hasn't been there last year and the start of the season so far, but it's definitely a must-ride attraction. Now Heave-Ho, never done it. I think if I were to do it, it would be for a laugh, but I have never actually done it. And the same with Mordred's Mayhem, the little teacup ride, never done it, so I'll put that down as a maybe. Do you know what? I think that's a bit harsh for Galactica. That's definitely going on for a laugh. I think that was quite harsh for it. It is still a thrill ride, but I think it's on about the same level as 13. And Spinball Whizzer, I love Spinball Whizzer. I think it's definitely a gap in the park that was missing. Obviously it's been there quite a while now. I think it was better at Sonic Spinball because it kind of went more in with the theme of spinning around. Obviously that's what Sonic does, but the ride layout itself, I think it's great. It's definitely an if there's time. Battle Galleons in the winter, that's an absolute not. In the summer, I quite enjoy it, but then that's when it has the longest queues. So I think once you've done it a few times, it's sort of it's a repeating thing. I think they could probably put something better in there, maybe even bring back the flume. I did enjoy the log flume, so I'm going to put that as a maybe. The Smiler, I love the Smiler. Now, although it is getting rough for its age is definitely starting to show, I still love it. I think there's just nothing like it. Obviously, it still holds the world record for the most amount of inversions in the ride of 14. I think it's definitely a great ride, and the compactness of it, just how they got it all in such a small area, no one will ever know. So that's definitely a must. If you go there, you have to ride the Smiler. Going for the Royal Carousel now. No, it's a carousel. Not for me. I think, yeah, just not for me. It's more, if you're going as a family, I would definitely say it's something that's great for the younger kids, but I'm not a younger kid. I'm going there to go do all the big thrill rides like the Smiler and Nemesis Reborn. Same with this, it's the same, it's a little kids ride. And Flavio's Fabulous Fandango is a sizzler ride. You get them at every fun fair. I think they could have gone with something better. I prefer David Walliams' World when it was like all the old theme of Cloud Cuckoo Land when they had Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think that was a great ride, great experience they had there. And I think it kind of went a bit downhill. Other than Gangster Granny the ride, I did enjoy that. But again, this is just a sizzler ride. I think it's going to be a absolute nut. Now, that is my tier list, what I rate all of the rides at the Alton Towers Resort. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you disagree with anything I said, make sure you let me know. Hit a like if you like this video, hit the notification bell and make sure you subscribe. If you hit the notification bell, you get updated on any upcoming videos. Now, that's all from me, so I hope you had a lovely day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So, see you later.